Are reboots bad? No. Reboots should be praised. I just thought of something that was also a reboot, but so god-awful. Okay, maybe reboots could be a good or a bad thing. It depends what is being changed. I will make my example with, well, the most shows I ever remember, and not watching the reboot or the original. I mean, never watched the original. But technically, whatever. If I had the power to edit, then this video would be a lot more epic. Voltron Forces versus the Voltron show from Netflix. Both sides were actually great. How? Simple. Well, I like the one I grew up with, but I realized the only thing that was memorable about it was the lions able to change heads. I'm not saying Voltron Forces is bad, but for some odd reason you can't find it on free cinema, but you can watch the whole entire thing on YouTube without any consequences. Screw you, people. Voltron Forces was my show. Go away! Get!
Can I have a piggyback ride? Dad won't give me one.
I swear half the time it's hard living with a sibling. Even when you're 18, it's hard. But I actually like... Well, I don't think that's a good example, because I guess it wasn't that memorable that much. I guess? I don't know. So, let's go off with the most obvious thing that always kept getting rebooted. Batman. Yeah. Batman is always gonna get rebooted. And who cares? Sure, it's not the Batman you grew up with. But I grew up with several different Batmans in my childhood. The Batman, the Bruce had a very long cape. And the most common Batman show I always kept on seeing was Batman... Well, the Batman always kept crossing over with Scooby-Doo. I mean, no, wait. Okay, let me go to the other Batman show and I can remember it. And Beware the Batman. Sure, the three-dimensional TV show, would I compare it to the Batman? No, because it's actually unique. And why? I keep on pausing a lot. I'm really sorry. Yeah, either way, those three Batman shows are always going to be remembered to me because they had great story, and possibly 2 out of the 3 have a ending. Sadly, Beware the Batman actually got canceled. I'm pretty sure it was because of the animation. 3D models are very hard. And I've seen a lot. Beyond the Batman? No. Oh, Batman Beyond. Right? Where it showed when Batman was in his early years, like having so many ridiculous villains in his time, like Color Man, Continent King, and Kite Man. I think they shown the character Egghead? Don't know. Where am I getting at? Those reboots were good. Sure, everyone will tell me, but Sean, Batman the Animated Series is the best Batman show in the world. Hip hip hooray for you. But I have a lot of different opinions. Sure, you could tell me how good the Batman Animated Series is, how it expanded to a new expanded to a whole new universe. But there is one problem. And what's the problem? I just have my own favorite Batman. And it's always gonna be the Batman. Batman. It had iconic things, and they designed the characters as silly as they wanted to. Seriously. That Joker is always gonna be my favorite. In a straitjacket, barefooted, long hair, and red eyeballs. Yellow dots for pupils. That is always gonna be the Joker I always want to see in live action. Yeah, basically I described what I want to see Joker in the near future. And even I have to admit, the latest reboots are not that bad. I actually watched the reboot of Ben 10. It was actually funny and hilarious. I thought it was going to be stupid because of the animation. And that's where I went wrong. I didn't watch any episodes because I hated the animation and the weird villains. And it took me almost when I was 17. And yeah, I realized I was almost like my parents, thinking reboots are going to be terrible because of the animation. I should watch it anyway, even when it's the exact same animation. It's not going to be that bad. Many She-Ra fans thought the reboot was going to be terrible, but they took a chance. Some liked the art style, some didn't, so they didn't watch it. But I watched it because of the animation. And now I got interested to it when its story was good. So I took my chances with watching the whole entire first season of Ben 10. And it actually had so many great moments. The first few minutes of the very first episode made me laugh. That's how wrong I was. It was funny, comedy, and like a superhero. And I realized Ben 10 used to be dark. I grew up with a Ben 10 who killed off characters off screen. And when they got brighter and, well, less realistic, I realized I accepted Ben 10 throughout the different animations, so I went with it. So I gave many reboots a chance. You think I was a big fan of Batman Beware? Beware the Batman? I think that's what it's called. or be Batman Beyond. I thought they were going to be terrible, but no, they were actually good. By its story, and it wasn't just the animation I like, it was also the stories. Don't criticize a show it possibly does better in the original. I'm on YouTube. You can watch the whole entire first season of Total Drama Rama, and I'm halfway done. And I actually like it more. It's no longer a contest show for money, so I might get more connections to the characters. And I actually like the new Gwen. I like her dark attitude. She's like the daughter of the goth team, like Crimson and I cannot say his name. His name is literally E-U-U-I. How do you say that name? So, those reboots are actually good, but what about the bad ones? Sadly, Ema, I have to admit, there were many reboots that went to a pile of crap. I'm looking at you, Shyamalan. You rebooted Avatar: The Last Airbender into a live-action movie, and you screwed it over. You messed up the story so bad, you left it on a cliffhanger, and what happened? Nothing. You didn't get enough money to make a sequel. If my phone wasn't my camera, I would literally look it up and say, oh wow, you only had that budget and you didn't make the payment? Well, too bad. Your ideas of rebooting all the seasons of Avatar, yeah, I really wanted to know how you would do that. Seriously, you grab random episodes from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, it's still recording. Wow, this is 13 minutes long. So, yes, I have to admit, not every reboot are good at times. They are just bad. Even in my honest defense, that is literally the only reboot I don't like. Sure, the actual creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender is actually making a deal with Netflix to make a live-action show. Not a movie, a show. Maybe we will have different events happening, or the exact same things. Even I like some Disney reboots. Even I haven't seen all of them, I've seen Lion King. You might consider it as a reboot, but to me, as a kid, I always wanted to see cartoon characters in live action. And they did it. They didn't just do it for nostalgia. Sure, I would change up the story a lot more, but it was the exact same story, but almost real-life lions. I always wanted to see Scar in live action, and now I have. In my honest defense, I actually like it. I can love the original and the new one. The old and new could possibly coexist. Depends if the fan likes both of them or one and the other and hates one and the other. People can say, oh, I don't like cartoon movies. I like live action movies. So yes, I'd rather watch the live action Lion King. Or what Nostalgic Critic did. just saying how terrible it is. And I agree, there were a few different changes, and some of it didn't make sense. But that's the reason of reboots. We learn from the past and possibly try to make it better. But even half of the time, the guys who are trying to make it better accidentally screw up so badly, people will never remember the original if the reboot is so god awful. But in the right hands, heck, even I'm thinking trying to make Lion King a TV show. No, not the Lion Guard, a live-action Lion King show. I want to change up the story by starting from the very beginning, how Pride Rock starts, and how I think it should have ended. I got most of my ideas from The Last Jedi. We'll talk about sequels later. And my final example of a reboot being either done good or bad. Looney Tunes. How could you go wrong? Literally everyone could go wrong. You could watch the original show, and it didn't have the child censoring limits. Back then, Looney Tunes were able to show bombs, guns, actually showing many weapons like guns, actually shooting at the characters, but this day of age, no. They're making another Looney Tunes show, but there are no guns. Sure, it's fine to show bombs, but how are bombs better than guns? The censoring of children is becoming a lot more dumber. And the reboot I will compare it to is Looney Tunes show. Yep, that is what I'm comparing to. Where they gave a bunny girl rabbit, made her less sexual and a lot more fun. Also giving Daffy a girlfriend. Heck yeah! Even I know possibly Daffy had a wife in the past, but who cares? So, reboots can actually do a character better. Like Lola Bunny from the Looney Tunes Space Jam. People have problems how she was over-sexualized. Like, too sexy for the audience. But when the Looney Tunes show came around in the early 2010s, they made Lola more fun and silly. Even I do half the time wish she couldn't be that stupid. It's either having a dumb rabbit or over-sexualized rabbit. So tell me, you rather watch the original version of the character or watch the reboot? In my honest defense, I'd rather throw out the original and watch the new one. Boom. I know I was supposed to compare this to the original Looney Tunes show, but I never watched it. It was in the black and white age, so I don't know how to watch it. So the point of this video, reboots can be good and bad. It depends who's rebooting it. So don't think of it as killing the original. It's actually trying to make you realize, see what the problems were in the original. I'm almost done with my video. Hold on. Good thing there's a pause button. Okay, I had to scrub the tub. Don't ask why. What was I? Oh, right. It depends on the writer. The guy who likes the original, like a big fan, they ask, hey, can I make the show better? And somehow a lot of shows do get better. Like Transformers. Transformers been rebooted so many times, none of its other generations of reboots haven't had many seasons like the original. But they make a story, they make it so interesting you keep on watching it, and you will be sad when it's finally over. And there are many shows I believe are good reboots, and don't think of them killing the original. You can still watch them. Like how now I like both Total Dramas, both Ben 10s, and yes, even I like the Powerpuff Girls. I don't care about the reboot being bad, but there are some episodes I don't like. But either way, a reboot could be a good and a bad thing. Or, as the title of this video, reboots can be a good thing or a bad thing. Or I just simply say reboots can be good or bad. So, yeah. I accept reboots. So, just don't hate the reboot if you don't know it that well. Or you have never watched it. Accept the change in this world. Besides, reboots actually accept having gay characters. Peace! Reboots can be good. Reboots can be bad as well. Hoorah!